Why this book hits hard. What if everything you believed about happiness, success, and self-worth was actually making you more miserable? The Subtle Art of Not Giving Effect by Mark Manson isn't your typical feel-good self-help guide. It's loud, raw, brutally honest, and oddly comforting. With over 15 million copies sold worldwide, it's hit a nerve. Why? Because it dares to say what most self-help books won't. You can't be amazing at everything. You won't be happy all the time, and that's okay. This book is for those who are tired of fake positivity and are ready to embrace reality, take ownership of their problems, and focus only on what truly matters. Let's break it down, chapter by chapter, with real stories, big lessons, and zero sugarcoating. Chapter 1. Don't try. The more you pursue happiness, the more it eludes you. The more you try to be exceptional, the more you feel like a failure. Mark Manson opens the book with a punch. Don't try. He draws inspiration from Charles Bukowski, a failed writer-turned-cult legend. The guy was a drunk, a slob, a loser, and yet he succeeded. Not because he tried to be something he wasn't, but because he embraced who he was. This chapter's message: stop pretending to care about everything. Care about fewer things, but care deeply. Chapter 2. Happiness is a problem. Most people chase happiness like it's a destination, but Manson says happiness is not a goal, it's a byproduct. The truth: life itself is a form of suffering. Sounds depressing? Not really. It's liberating. It means you can stop chasing a perfect life and start solving real problems, because happiness comes from solving problems, not avoiding them. Manson shares the story of a friend who always avoided conflict and pain. And guess what? He ended up miserable, because when you run from pain, you also run from growth. Chapter 3. You are not special. We live in a world where everyone's told they're unique, talented, and destined for greatness. But here's the reality. You are average, and that's okay. Manson slams the exceptionalism culture. Thinking you're special leads to entitlement, which leads to disappointment. On the flip side, accepting that you're not special frees you. You stop comparing, stop competing, and start living on your own terms. Chapter 4. The Value of Suffering. Not all suffering is created equal. Think about it. We all suffer. But what are you suffering for? That's the question. Manson says, our values shape the quality of our suffering. If you chase money and fame, your suffering will always feel hollow. But if your values are growth, honesty, and connection, your suffering becomes meaningful. It's not about avoiding pain. It's about choosing pain that's worth it. Chapter 5. You are always choosing. Even when you feel like you're stuck, you're still choosing. This chapter is a wake-up call. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. Responsibility isn't about blame. It's about ownership. Mark shares a powerful story about a man who was imprisoned for 27 years and still found peace, purpose, and power. Why? Because he chose to own his experience. Lesson? You always have a choice, and your choices define you. The Chapter 6. You're wrong about everything. What if everything you believe right now is wrong? Manson dives deep into the idea that we constantly revise our beliefs, or at least we should. If you're not willing to be wrong, you'll never grow. He uses the analogy of the maturity curve, where wise people embrace uncertainty, while immature minds cling to rigid beliefs. The goal isn't to be right. The goal is to get less wrong over time. Chapter 7. Failure is the way forward. Forget. Failure is the opposite of success. Failure is the path to success. This chapter is about taking action, even when it sucks. Manson calls it the do something principle. Don't wait for motivation, just act. Action leads to inspiration. Inspiration leads to motivation. And that loop continues. He shares a story from his blogging days. His early posts were garbage, but he kept writing. Eventually, one post exploded. That led to a book deal. And now, millions of lives changed. Message: take messy action. Embrace failure. Keep showing up. Chapter 8. The Importance of Saying No. This chapter is about boundaries. To truly care about something, you need to not care about 1,000 other things. That's where saying no becomes powerful. Manson explains that freedom isn't about having endless options. It's about committing to what matters most. Whether in relationships, careers, or goals, saying yes to everything means you're standing for nothing. Key takeaway: if you want to have valuable relationships, you need to reject the others. Saying no is self-respect. Chapter 9. And then you die morbid? Maybe. But this is the most grounding chapter of all. Manson tells the story of a friend who passed away suddenly. That loss made him reevaluate everything. When you face your mortality, you gain clarity. Life is short. Time is limited. You don't get to care about everything. So why waste your precious fucks on things that don't matter? You are going to die someday, so do something meaningful before that happens. Core Lessons Recap. Let's recap the big ideas you just heard. You only have so many fucks to give. Choose wisely. Stop chasing happiness. Solve better problems instead. You're not special. That's freeing, not limiting. Your values shape your suffering. Pick values that matter. You always have a choice. Own your response. You're wrong, and that's okay. Stay humble. Action greater than motivation. Just do something. Boundaries create freedom. Learn to say no. You're going to die. So start living. Final reflection. Why this book matters. This book isn't about being reckless or apathetic. It's about being intentional. Mark Manson invites you to stop trying to be everything, to everyone, all the time. Instead, he wants you to choose discomfort over denial, responsibility over blame, values over vanity. It's not easy, but it's real, and that's what makes it powerful. If this summary hit you hard, it's time to take action. Ask yourself, what am I giving too many fucks about? What values do I live by? And are they even mine? What's one thing I can stop caring about today? If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more brutally honest book breakdowns, and drop a comment below. What's one thing you stopped giving a fuck about that changed your life? And remember, you don't need more positivity. You need better problems. Until next time, care less, live more.